So, hello. Welcome to my card review. Just like I did a card review for the core set, I will be giving you my Forged in the Barrens review. So, let's transition over. Okay, so to start things off, we're going to go through each of the classes, starting with Demon Hunter. So, we saw a little bit of the Death Rattle synergy that they will be having. I still don't quite believe in it yet, but I think it might come online later in future expansions if it continues to get support. But in general, it doesn't look that great. And Razor Boar is a key part of that, and doesn't seem like it's got it going on. Maybe Razor Boar seems like it's got a lot more going on than some of the other Death Rattle things, but let's continue on. Next up, Vile Call. It's a 3-mana summon 2/2s. It might see play it's a 3-mana 4/4, but you're also like, it's not too interesting, you know? So I think it might see some play, just because Demon Hunter's losing a lot of stuff. If there's not neutral minions that are better than this, then this seems like it will see play, because it's 2 small minions instead of a big minion, which, yeah. Next up, Fury, which is the Demon Hunter rank spell. Upgrades at 5 to +3, upgrades at 10 to +4 attack. I am doubtful of this card, but also attack spells are very interesting with Demon Hunter. I think it actually, because of Twin Slice rotating out, I think this will actually see play. Though I don't know if it will carry on through future expansions, it definitely looks good, at least for now. So I rate this one fairly highly for Demon Hunter, but just because it's just not looking great in general for Demon Hunter. Next up, Tusk Piercer. Death Rattle, draw a Death Rattle minion. So I can see this is definitely supporting the Death Rattle archetype that we see with a couple other cards, but I feel like if you don't want to use it to tutor for each of these Death Rattle things, I think this will see play in a deck where there's one good Death Rattle you really want, so you tutor for that. Or maybe, and like, you of course put it in with the Death Rattle deck, but it's just, I'm not hopeful for the Death Rattle Demon Hunter. Next up, Death Speaker Blackthorn. It's a very slow card, and you have to be running Death Rattle cards. And if there's 3 5-mana Death Rattle things that you want to play, then yeah, I think that this could be a nice power turn. But I think it just wants to be, it can't be a full build around. Like, you can't have a deck just for this one card. It's not strong enough just for that, unless the Death Rattle summon tons of tokens, and then, but Demon Hunter doesn't really have board buffs, so yeah. Next up, Vengeful Spirit. Again, drawing Death Rattle minions. I don't think there's enough Death Rattle minions to make both Tusk Piercer and Vengeful Spirit good. So, again, not looking too great for Demon Hunter. And then Sigil of Silence, along with Sigil of Flame. They're slow. They have cool effects, but they're very slow because they happen the next turn. Sigil of Silence, though, actually may see play at the beginning, because you can play the Soul Fragment Demon Hunter, and you can play this turn right before your big burst, so that, bam, no taunts at all you have to deal with, you just go in. So I think this one will see play, especially since 0 mana is a lot easier than 2 mana. 2 mana, deal 3 to all minions. It has the same sort of thing as Sigil of Silence, but I feel like it's less flexible. If you it's great playing them on 2. But what if you draw it on turn 4 or turn 7? it doesn't look good. Razorfen Beastmaster. It's an interesting thing where you can go Razor Boar into Razorfen Beastmaster into a 4-mana Death Rattle. But cool. I mean, that's a cool little combo, but like, it just doesn't seem that good. It's a bit sticky, but it takes stuff from your hand, so yeah. Again, not looking too great. If you play Demon Hunter, it's gonna feel bad for you this expansion. Then Kurtrus Ashfallen. Attack the left and rightmost enemy minions, outcast immune this turn. You get to kill 2 small things if you play it early. I think this will definitely see play if you, it's replaceable see play, you know? It's not something that's, yes, we have to play this card, it's insane. No, none of these Demon Hunter cards really make me excited, besides Fury's probably the best. You probably just put that in with whatever stuff, like aggressive stuff you already have. I feel like this is a build-up to whatever next expansion they get, but I think Demon Hunter is kind of a loser this expansion. Next up, Druid. Now, Druid is very, very interesting. We're going to cover this card last, because I got some opinions towards that. So, Druid of the Plains. I think that, you know, it's a very good big beast card. If you're playing like a big druid, this can fit really well because it's a lot of stats. Because it's a 7-mana, you kill something as long as it has 7 or less health, a lot, and can't deal 6 damage. And then you get a big taunt. I like it. I think that this card is pretty cool. Got that Druid of the Plains. And then Living Seed. Draw beast, reduces cost by 1. Tutors are incredible. I think it doesn't feel bad to play this card before it upgrades, and then like it's cool to draw it later, but like I think that even just this baseline thing might see play because tutoring is pretty good. Mark of the Spike Shell. Give a minion +2/+2 if it has taunt, and a copy of to your hand. Big value card. You play a taunt that you really like, you both make it bigger, and you get another. I love this. This seems really strong. Though, it's like putting a 2-mana tax on your taunt, sort of. Or if it sticks, you know, but you don't like to talk about things sticking. That tends to not really happen in Hearthstone. But this card, although on reveal, I thought it sucked, but we have a card that will come up later in this review that's pretty insane with it. Next up, Guff Rune Totem. After you cast a nature spell, give another friendly minion +2/+2. Well, Druid has quite a few nature spells. Nature, along with tons of the core set things. So this will most likely, every time you cast a spell, give +2/+2. I think we'll definitely see play in like a token, like things with Gibberling, you know, spell burst. That seems like it would be a great combo. Like it'll work great. But then Razormane Battle Guard. The first taunt minion you play each turn costs 2 less. Keep in mind, this is not a taunt minion. So, you can play a 2-mana taunt when you play this Razormane Battle Guard. And then the next turn, you play a 5-mana taunt for 2 less. This is scary. Because this doesn't have taunt itself, this is scary. It would actually be worse if it had taunt. Which is a very interesting thing to think about. Then we have Plague Maw the Rotting. After a friendly minion with taunt dies, summon a new copy of it without taunt. I think people think this card will be very good. I think it's slow. If it sticks into a taunt minion, that's great. Or if you already have the Razormane Battle Guard popping off, then that could be good. But if your Razormane Battle Guard's already popping off, then extra value, so what? So, it seems like a cool card, but I'm not a fan of it. Next up, Pride's Fury. Give your minions +1/+3. hey, token decks, you want to survive board clears? Well, here you go. This can curve into the 5 mana summon 2 treants card. So like the curve of buffs is insane with this card. This is scary. Like it seems pretty like non-menacing, just being like, you know, 4 mana for just +1 attack but +3 health. Like, you're gonna be playing this when you have like a big board. I think it's very scary. Thorn Growth Sentries. Summon 2 1/2 turtles with taunt. Seems good. It's goes well with token decks. Kind of supports the sort of taunt package because it makes some taunts. Nothing too special about it, but seems good. And then here is an insane taunt for Druid. 4 mana 3/5. Taunt. Gain +5 armor on the death rattle. So, like, this is so defensive and so good for like even without a taunt deck, this is such a great 4 mana taunt. Like, this stops aggro so hard. It's 10 damage they need to put into it. Sort of, because 5 it gets added to your face. This is scary. I am scared of this card if you're I'd be scared of this card if you're an aggro player. And then a very, very interesting card. Set each player to 0 mana crystals, set the cost of all cards in hands and deck to 1. So, you'd want to play this in a big Druid deck, right? And the weird thing is, if you're already at 7 mana, you could pretty much just start playing your big drops. And then, like with this, then they'll cost a lot less, and you'll start back at 1 mana. So then, like, you'll be able to play 1, and then 2 big cards, and then 3 big cards. So, I think this, because it's 7 mana, it's very conservative on being busted, but it's definitely a very interesting card to think about combos. Like, you could do Celestial Alignment. Next turn, we're just going to use cards from this. Druid of the Plains. Next turn, you could, like, just do so many things. Like, with Plaguemon and Taunt. This card, I feel like, is insane. And overall, compared to Demon Hunter, who I think is going to suck this expansion, I think Druid is going to thrive. I think they're going to do really well. So what, they lost some removal things. This is an insane anti-aggro, and they have so much value. It's looking very good for Druid. Now, Hunter. Another class. It doesn't look good for this expansion, but lots of setup things. So, first up, we got the Warsong Wrangler. Discover a beast in your deck. Give all copies of it +2/+1. I believe when I saw the card get shown, it drew the card you discover, which is, it's weird how that's not in the text, but I believe that's what it does. This seems like it combos really well for like a value hunter, with the 4 mana, give a minion +3/+, give a beast +3/+3, shuffle 3 copies. So you can get a lot of stats over time, getting those big value turns. So I think just adding this in along with that 4 mana spell can bring your deck a lot of value, but it also draws the card. So like it's not even that bad. I think this is pretty good. I think you just include those 2 cards along with having beasts as Hunter does, and bam, you beat some value decks, you know? Next up, Piercing Shot. 4 mana, deal 6 to a minion, excess damage hits the hero. Reminds me a lot of the Rosticon Rumble. 5 mana, deal 3, overkill, summon a 5/5 dinosaur. I don't know why exactly, maybe because excess sort of thing. It seems like a good face hunter thing. It also can do well for a control hunter. You know, it's a fireball, but better. You know, I think this card looks good. Pack Kodo, discover beast, secret, or weapon. So there's both, like, a benefit for having 3 different things you can discover, and a negative to having 3 different things you can discover. So the benefit of having 3 different things you can discover with this, a beast, secret, a weapon, is, you know, if you need another minion, bam, play another minion. You need to sort of make your board a bit steady, bam, play a secret. You need more face damage or need to remove an enemy minion, bam, weapon. So it's very versatile in that. But it's not quite that simple. Into the downsides, well, if you really need, like, a beast for value, well, you only have 1 beast that it goes to, you know? Maybe you get a Gibberling. Or like, the Wolpertinger. You get a Wolpertinger on when you're at, like, 6 mana. And so, that's your beasts, but you really want a minion on board, so then it's just, eh. Or you want a secret to really solidify your board. You get Explosive Trap shown. Or vice versa, you need an explosive trap, and instead you discover a, you know, that 2 mana summon an animal companion. Release the cages, something like that. And then for the weapon, you could get a super small weapon when you're looking for a big weapon. There's, like, the limitation of the Discover is, it seems like a good value card, but I don't like it because you have to get very lucky with it. Prospector's Caravan, one of the Caravan cards, which I don't believe we've seen a Caravan yet, with the other classes we've reviewed. Prospector's Caravan. At the start of your turn, give all minions in your hand +1/+1. Hand buff. And it's start of turn. I mean, that 2 mana Corrupt card didn't see play for hand buff. I don't quite see how this one will last. I mean, sure, if it stakes twice, it's a little bit of a... This seems like one of the worst Caravans, because it's just so slow. And so, not my thing. Wound Prey, deal 1 damage, summon a 1/1 hyena with Rush. There was an old card that had a different name than Wound Prey, deal 1 damage, summon a 1/1 Hound. It didn't have any special effect. This seems better. You don't feel terrible playing it on 1 if you're an aggressive deck, because it still summons a guy. 1 damage is also really small, but I think this will see play both because it can fit well with an aggressive deck. You know, it's some burn, it's a token. Seems good. And then for a more defensive spell deck, like we're playing tons of spells, it's a very cheap spell, and it's it's a nice little ping. You can deal, it's 1 mana, deal 2, sort of. So, I like it. Then Tavish Stormpike. There's all the memes of, you know, the bunny rabbit and the king crush and so on and so forth. He might see a little bit of play. If you get at least 1 tick of him, I think he gets value. If you get 2 ticks, he's insane. Like if you summon a 5 mana minion that summons a 4 mana minion that summons a 3 mana minion. Incredible. Then Kolkar Pack Runner. After you cast a spell, summon a 1/1 hyena with Rush. Seems good for more control-y things. Like a spell hunter, like a mixed spell hunter. You get to summon some extra hyenas with your spell value. I like it. Tame Beast. Summon a 2/2 beast with Rush. Turns into a 4/4 into a 6/6. Also, it's a different minion each time, which is a really interesting little thing. I think it'll see play. The first part sucks. The rank 2, I think we'll see play. Like, I think that would be good, because on turn 5, you summon a 4/4, which is nice. Like a 4/4 with Rush, and you still have 3 mana left to do things. And Hunter is known for having quite a few good 3 mana plays. And plus it's a 4 mana minion, so if you played Tavish along with this on turn 5, bam, you get a 4 mana minion that summons a 3 mana minion. Bam, a little combo right there. And I mean, all the rank spells it's just nice to draw them at 10. You don't feel as bad as other 2 mana cards, but it's still a 2 mana card, so it can't be too much insane value. So you don't really consider the rank 3. At least I don't. Barrack Kodobane, draw 1, 2, and 3 cost spell. 1, 2, no 3. I think Barrack Kodobane will come online in future expansions, but in my season playing Wild though with Death Rattle Hunter, because you have the 1 mana trigger a friendly Death Rattle, 2 mana trigger all friendly Death Rattles, 3 mana discover a Death Rattle minion that's died this game, trigger its Death Rattle, and add it to copy to your hand. So this is a lot of value. Sunscale Raptor, shuffle a 1 mana 1/3, shuffle a Sunscale Raptor in your deck with a permanent +2/+1. If Hunter had more draw, I'd be happy with this, but since it doesn't really have a lot of draw, this seems kinda garbage. Yeah. Mage is interesting, very interesting. So first, we're gonna cover the hero power stuff after we cover the rest, because I wanna talk about that specifically. When I cover that. So first up, Arcane Luminary. Cards that didn't start in your deck cost 2 less, but not less than 1. Evocation still in standard. This seems like it can combo pretty well, because then it can make your 3 mana cards just cost 1. Ooh. And if there's other generations, like this card which we will be covering in a moment, Arcane Luminary seems good. Oasis Ally. Secret. When a friendly minion is attacked, summon a 3/6 Water Elemental. This makes your boards very sticky. You are punishing the enemy for attacking your minions, for trading. So this seems like, against things that go straight face, terrible. Things that, like mid-rangey decks, which I think there will be quite a few this expansion, they will feel the pain of this card. Though, yeah, it's better than Water Elemental alone. Yeah, sorry, I thought for a moment Water Elemental's garbage. Would a 1 mana discount really make you play it? And yeah, especially when it makes your minions, like, scares the enemy into not attacking your minions. Then Rhyme Tongue. After you cast a frost spell, summon a 1/1 elemental that freezes. Here's the frost elemental. It's cool. It summons some boys. Probably see some play, but you're not too excited. It's okay. It's okay. Then Refreshing Spring Water, draw 2, refresh 2 mana crystals for each spell drawn. For very spell heavy decks, this is a free draw 2. For things that have a fair mix, it's 2 mana draw 2. Either way, busted. Like, this card, this is something to look at. Like, sure, you gotta spend 4 mana, but you're getting it back. I think this card is great. Oh, also, you can discount the cost of it. There's ways to discount costs, and then it still refreshes the 2 mana crystals. There's the hero power, so we're gonna skip over to Ruined Orb. Deal 2 damage, discover a spell. I think this is good. It's just a general value card. 2 mana, it's like a bigger little ping. It's okay. If you're looking for a random card to add in, Ruined Orb seems like a good one. Barden Dawngrass. Freeze all enemy minions if any are already frozen. Deal 4 damage. Seems great, especially with 4 mana Cone of Cold, which 3 mana Cone of Cold now, being in the core set. I had to normally freeze most of the enemies, And so you can deal 4 damage to each of them, which is pretty good. You know, a 7 mana combo. We still develop a 3/3, so you know it's not terrible. That's one use, or another use is just freeze all enemy minions, which I think is also great. I think Flurry is also a pretty nice card. So you play Flurry into Varden on turn 5. You freeze 2 and deal 4. Anything that's not frozen by Flurry gets frozen by Varden. Seems nice. Now onto the hero power synergy. I love this Wildfire card. This Wildfire card makes me so happy. I love pressing the button. The button is my favorite thing to press. Plus, you can like generate more copies of Wildfire. And I love pressing the button. And it doesn't just make your button better. It makes Reckless Apprentice better. You can play that before Reckless Apprentice. Like, it's 2 mana. That's very cheap. So then you do Wildfire, and then you do some sort of 3 mana play. Maybe Oasis Ally, sure. And then, bam! That's 4 mana Consecration with a body. Or maybe you turn 2 Wildfire into turn 3 Wildfire. That's 4 mana, deal 3 to the board. And your hero power is just better for the rest of the game. And that, like, instantly makes Mordresh done. Wildfire's insane. Absolutely incredible. And I think that Mordresh and Reckless will see play along with Wildfire. I love that. Mage, looking good. So far, Demon Hunter, garbage. Druid, great. Hunter, Mage, great. Paladin. So, first up we have a secret. After your opponent plays 3 cards in turn, summon a 3/4 taunt. So, you may remember Rat Pack. Well, this is a lot like Rat Pack, but for 1 mana. But you see, which classes are going to be comboing so many cards in a turn? It seems like it's going to be a bit of a curve stone. So you might, since there's lots of secret things, maybe you play it. Especially with all these maybe rank spells. Rank spells will tend to be comboed with things because, they stay their mana cost while they upgrade. So, Galloping Savior, giving it a second look through, seems like it might be okay. Not as scary as Rat Trap though, and Rat Trap was already iffy. Then Knight of Anointment. Battlecry, draw a holy spell. Will probably, that's great. If Librams are holy spells, bam, you draw your Librams. It's a great tutor. Like, if you want to play a invigorating sermon, bam, Knight of Anointment, you draw this card. It seems wonderful. Soldier's Caravan. At the start of your turn, summon 2 1/1 Silver Hand Recruits. This card makes, I think it's pretty cool. You just summon some boys. I like summoning some boys. And it's not like you summon a bunch of them and the enemies can clear them. If they can't kill this exact minion, then bam, you get your boys later. I like this. Sure, they can't attack immediately, but I like this. Northwatch Commander. If you control a secret, draw a minion. Some supports for Secret Paladin, which they're putting quite a lot. Along with Paladin have some pretty good secrets. With one of the new core set ones being 1 mana. If an enemy that has 3 or more attacks, destroy it. That one seems insane. So Secret Paladin looking pretty scary with all these cards. Sword of the Fallen. You get to trade out your secrets after your hero attacks. Cast a secret from your deck. Trading out secrets, pretty good. If Secret Paladin actually is good, then this will be one of the main reasons why. Conviction. Give a random friendly minion +3 attack. Well, sometimes you make tons of dudes in Paladin, but you can't really buff all of them very well. This will do a pretty good job being a sort of bloodlusty effect for 1 mana. Aerial Roam. Rush Divine Shield whenever this attack reduces the cost of holy spells in your hand. Incredible. We love some cost reductions. It should normally kill someone on 4. It's got Divine Shield, so, it stays. This seems great. Invigorating Sermon. Give +1/+1 to all minions in your hand, deck, and battlefield. It seems okay. But, it's a lot like Kelisath. of old, but even Keleseth isn't really good now in Wild. Or, like, I don't even know if you'd play him now. And this costs more mana and doesn't develop a 2/2. So I think just because the Librams are better, I don't think that you'll want to really play this. I don't think there's room for it. Maybe at the beginning when there's not many cards contesting it, sure. But it doesn't look like it has much length to it. Veteran War Medic. After you cast a holy spell, summon a 2/2 medic with lifesteal. If Librams are holy, this is busted because you summon tons of 2/2s with lifesteal. Bye-bye aggro. Aggro's really hurting this expansion. Cannon Master Smith. Transform your secrets into 3/3 soldiers. They transform back when they die. Cool. You develop a board that, if they don't full board clear all of the guys, all of your secret soldier man, then your board just gets very, very, very complicated to deal with. So this seems good. It has a fair amount of support. I think it's good. Priest. It's very interesting. So, Void Flare. For each spell in your hand, deal 1 damage to a random enemy minion. So you want to play lots of spells, but this is a minion. So, you know, it's weird. If you have... Since it deals damage to a random enemy minion, for each spell. How many spells would you need to run to have, in your hand for this to feel good? Yeah, I want to play this. So, it's 1 mana. I think you need at least 3. Because it has a 1 mana tax on a 3/4. So you need at least 3 spells in your hand. It seems good, but it's very weird. Power Word Fortitude, give a minion +3/+5. Cost 1 less for each spell in your hand. Again, want lots of spells, but also need a minion. So you need to make sure you have the good balance of minions and spells. I mean, I guess you can generate lots of spells. I want to say... I can't directly say this spell is bad or good, but I feel like a +3/+5 is... Would you... So you'd want to get this for 3 mana to have this take place in your deck and not just random generate. So you need 5 spells in your hand, a minion on the board. Soothsayer's Caravan. At the start of your turn, copy a spell from your opponent's deck to your hand. Big value, but it's a priest minion trying to stick on the board. But it is a nice 2 mana thing. I like this. It's a nice little value card. The enemy is forced to remove their control deck because it generates more value, and you want the enemy to not generate value. If there's a priest that's just running just tons of value, this might be a part of it, but it's okay. Devouring Plague. Lifesteal. Deal 4 damage randomly split among all enemy minions. I think this is insane. I love this card. I like healing for 4 and killing a guy or killing a couple small guys. I like this. This makes me happy. Serena Bloodfeather. Choose an enemy minion, steal attack, and health from it until this has more. So, I mean, you can get sort of a mid-range. If you can steal an enemy minion down to 3 health, then you can smite it for 3 mana. So then if it has I think 6 health, it's hard to, because then 5, 2, 5, 3, 4, 4, 3. So 6 is still good. Yeah, 6 is good. So if they have 6 health or less, then this can be good because then you steal stuff. So yeah, it's okay. It's very interesting. Lots of numbering, but I don't know how good it is. Zyrella! If you restored health this turn, deal that much damage to all enemy minions. Insane. You heal, like, worst case scenario, it's, you use your hero power to make this thing have consecration on it. But, you were running Renew, Renew, I think Penance, is that still, I don't remember if Penance is rotating. But, you know, Priest runs some things that heal yourself, you know? So, this can get lots of value. Priest of Anshe, if you restored health this turn, gain +3/+3. No. No, thank you. I mean, maybe play it, but... it doesn't seem good to me. Condemn, rank 1, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions, turns into deal 2, deal 3. I think this is great. It's a nice little board clear at turn. You know, it does some stuff. Early game, you need to deal 1 damage to minions, and then, like, turn 3, you need to do 2, so it sort of sucks on turn 3, turn 4. But then, bam, up to rank 2, so it's like a 2-mana, you know, consecrate. Which, you know, I think this card's nice. Light Shower Elemental. Restore 8 health to all friendly characters at taunt. I like this card. It's a great, like, hey, aggro, I've survived this long, now halt! So, I like this. It's a nice, slow down the game card. Desperate Pair. If aggro is that dangerous, I mean, this combos well with Zyrella. But it's kind of been looking like aggro will suck. At least it won't be gaining too many cards so far this expansion. But, you know, there's still some left to see. So far, Demon Hunter sucks. Druid's great. Hunter kind of sucks. Mage is good. Paladin seems good. Priest seems okay. Rogue! Field Contract, if you play a Battle Cry or combo card, draw a card. So is this seems like a consistent effect. So this can be like, you can draw so many cards with this guy. Like, you can draw a lot, because Rogue likes Battle Cry and combo a lot, so I think that's good. Efficient Octobot, reduce the cost of cards in your hand by 1. Seems pretty good. If you can activate the Frenzy effect, then, like, Rogue tends to have a pretty expensive hand, and, like, reducing the cost of your entire hand is very strong. I think this card's gonna be great. Silverleaf Poison, give your weapon after your hero attacks, draw a card. Ah! This is scary. Specifically because of Kingsbane and Wild. You just put this on your Kingsbane and then bam. Plus, you can put 2 of it. Oh, also, there's Swine Tusk Shank, which we'll cover in a moment, which this card is insane with. Wicked Stab, deal 2, deal 3, deal 2, deal 4, deal 6. Another! Ah! That's a lot of damage, just for 2 mana, and I mean, it's not terrible on 2, it's not great, but you know, at 5 mana, that becomes something maybe you play. It's like Eviscerate. Apothecary Hellbrim, Battle Cry and Death Rattle, add a brand and poison card to your hand. Poison cards seem pretty good. Like the Silverleaf Poison, you know, there's quite a few poison cards. So it's looking like this guy, he will generate some poison stuff, which is incredible with this 3 mana card. If you play a poison, gain +1 durability, there's gonna be lots of poison cards that they like. The only problem I see is maybe like survivability of health sort of thing. But Paralytic Poison kind of helps with that. You know, it gives +1 attack and immune. I like that. Scab's Cutter Butter. Insane. You get to, like, there's so much value in that. You get to cheat 6 mana, which is 4 mana, so you pretty much cheat out 2 mana, but it's got, you develop an extra 3/3 in his body, so you know, maybe it's a cheat 3 mana. Either way, lots of mana cheat's great. Paralytic Poison seems good with Swine Tusk Shank. I think this is be a build around card. Gonna need you to continue to run weapon removal. Oil Rig Ambusher, deal 2 if this entered your hand this turn. Deal 4 instead. I like this card a lot. It seems pretty good because, you know, it's deal 2 on a 4/4. It's good. Yoink. Discover a hero power instead its cost is 0. Swap that card for 2 uses. Might be good if you're running the anything that discovers a 1-mana spell, because then you get to just get a yoink, and then it's like, okay, I guess I can get some value. But it's not something that you hard run, I don't believe. Shaman. Spawn pool forager. Death rattle summon a 1/1 tiny fin. Very sticky murloc. The Mermy saw lots of play, so this will likely see lots of play. In this, we're talking about murloc decks here, just so you know. We'll cover more murloc stuff before covering other stuff they have going on. Tiny Fin's Caravan. At the start of your turn, draw a murloc. That seems like I like tutoring things. If I think that you'll play. Oh God, is the poison murloc rotating? If it's not, Firemancer Flurgle can be a 3-mana clear the board. If that poison murloc's not rotating, but I don't remember where Toxfin's from. I believe it's actually rotating, but anyways, seems good anyways. Tiny Fin's Caravan. You get to draw more Murlocs in your Murloc deck. I like that. South Coast Chieftain. If you control another Murloc, deal 2 damage. Insane for Murloc decks. It's you develop a body and you get to potentially kill some stuff. And then once you developed your board, by not trading in, by killing something, bam, no fin can stop us. +2/+2 to all your Murlocs. Pretty good. Then they also have a bit of an elemental package going on. With Arid Stormer, if you played an elemental last turn, gain Rush and Wind Fury. Seems good whenever you can trigger that effect. That's really... I like Rush from Wind Fury. Then we have the Earth Revenant. So then you play a 2-mana elemental into Arid Stormer, into Earth Revenant, taunt, battlecry, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. So then you got a nice AoE. Sorry for all these pop-ups. I tried to mute things, but apparently they still continue. Earth Revenant, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Actually, kind of debatable downside this expansion because of Frenzy, but the Frenzy cards haven't seen, they haven't seen that insane yet. And a 4-mana 2/6, that's a nice stat line. Deal 1 can potentially ping off some enemies. I like this. This seems really good. And then you curve that into a Lily Pad Lurker if you played an at the last turn. Then bam, you get to get Hex. It's Hex on a stick. I think that's incredible. That's a very strong card to push elementals. Then across from the Murlocs and elementals, we got Brucon! Nature spell damage +3. I don't know of any OTK it can do at this moment, but maybe in the future. And it combos well with Chain Lightning. You'll do damage to a random enemy, then 3, then 4. I think this Chain Lightning, if there's a slower, if there's a slower Shaman, this sees play. This is an incredible removal. So then next up, Warlock. I still don't know how to... Okay, sorry, Warlock seems to be busted on this page. So, the question is this good or garbage? So, let's cover some easy to determine cards. Imp Swarm, it sucks. It's garbage. I don't like it. I don't think Imp Swarm is good at all. Grimoire of Sacrifice. I think this card is incredible. I love this card. This card is great. Cabal Outfitter, a great zoo card. I'm not a big fan of playing zoo decks that much. I play them occasionally, but this seems incredible for zoo. It's a 3/3, which is not terrible, with a positive effect of a pretty strong positive effect at that, which is both a battlecry and death rattle, so it triggers twice. Apothecary's Caravan. At the start of your turn, summon a 1-cost minion from your deck. Incredible for Zoo. They don't kill this, bam, you instantly get value. I love this card for some Zoo. Now, on to... Yeah, okay, before we cover the really weird thing, Tamsin Rome, whenever it casts a shadow spell that costs 1 or more, add a copy to your hand that costs 0. Does it still trigger if, you know, it's like you play Soul Rend after Tamsin? Do you get 2 Soul Rends? Then, that's interesting. I think Tamsin is pretty cool, though, because then you get another Grimoire Sacrifice and stuff. I like that. So now, on to having not a lot of cards in your deck. So, I think the 2 power cards, the main thing to first talk about is Soul Rend. 4 mana, deal 5 to all minions. That like clears the board really well. So you get to burn through your deck really fast with that. And then along with Altar of Fire, that's some combo disruption, or you know, just in general, bye-bye enemy value. But you see, a trouble I see is when you play these cards, they will be burning the other cards that, you know, you're trying to, you know, do. And so, next up, Bloodshard Bristleback. If your deck contains 10 or fewer cards, deal 6 damage with lifesteal. That's a great heal. That you heal at least 6. And sometimes more if this sticks and gets to attack. That seems good. But it'll probably just get burned. And then Baron Scavenger. Cost 1 while your deck has 10 or fewer cards. Incredible, 1 mana 6/6. We love that. But it probably just gets burned by these cards. And then Naru Fireblade. If your deck is empty, open a portal that fills your board with 3/2 imps this turn. Fatigue hurts a lot. So yes, you get to have infinite value. But if you have no way to offset that fatigue, you're screwed. I want to like this card a lot because I think it's really cool. But being like, the problem with destroying cards in your deck is you will be burning these value cards you're looking for. So I'm very hopeful for the archetype because it seems really cool, but it's also gonna be a really feel bad thing, just like early discard. And sometimes even now discard. Next up, Warrior. Warrior, I think, has some pretty cool cards. Frenzy definitely feels like a warrior mechanic, with Whirling Combatant definitely assisting it. With Battlecry and Frenzy, deal 1 damage to all other minions. It's Whirlwind, and then you get to do it again. I think Whirlwinds on a stick are really good. This will definitely see play, even if a Frenzy deck doesn't really. Stone Maul Anchorman. Another Frenzy card that I think will see play even if a full Frenzy deck doesn't see play, which actually makes Frenzy decks really good if there's cards that will see play even if a full deck about it wouldn't normally. Then Bulk Up. Give a random taunt minion in your hand +1/+1 and copy it. So this kind of combos with that 3 mana give a taunt minion in your hand +5/+5. So you get to choose 1 minion that you're buffing up a ton. Like you can give the 3 mana +5/+5 to the Morshron, and then maybe double Bulk Up, and so then you have 3 different 9/9s whenever you attack, which you'll be able to attack a lot with Outrider's Axe. Incredible. 4 mana 3/3. After your hero attacks and kills a minion, draw a card. That early in the game, there's actually tons of cards that you can like deal 3 damage and kill it, or like you can set up for it. Drawing cards is very strong, and this seems good, really good, like one of the best cards in my opinion. Rancor, again, another incredible card. Deal 2 to all enemies, gain 2 armor for each destroyed. You gain tons of armor, you kill minions, It's everything a control warrior wants. I love this card. Conditioning. Give minions a hand +1/+1, then +2/+2, +3/+3. It's very slow. Now, hand buff is a very interesting thing to talk about. I think it's just too slow, though. I don't really believe in it. But then, Overlord Sourfang. Battlecry, resurrect 2 friendly frenzy minions, deal 1 to all other minions. Well, talking about that card, we already have some frenzy cards we already want to run. So, let's say you have these 2 in the pool. Then, when you play Sourfang, you get a 5/4. It comes down. You get the Whirling Combatant, and you get the Stonemaul Anchorman. You immediately draw a card along with dealing 2 damage to all minions. Insane. Absolute. I think this is good. I think this looks nice. It's a very good value card in it, and like I feel like you already have other value cards you run with it. Like it just gives you a nice little board and it clears stuff. It's great. Rokar, after friendly minion attacks and survive, get +1/+1. It's not very exciting. Now, if this attacks and survives, bam, it's a 3/4 minus whatever damage it took. It's okay, but it's just okay. So, yeah. Warsong Envoy. Frenzy gain +1 attack for each damaged character. It's a 1-mana 1/3 that can turn in, and then most of the time becomes a 2/2. I think that's great. I think that's pretty good. It's a great 1-mana minion. You don't need to get the insane value, because it can gain even more attack very easily. But, I mean, you can just get like, if they have a 1/1 on the board, then bam. I like this card. Though, if you're running these other frenzy cards and you Sourfang, maybe it's actually a negative it has frenzy. Morshan Elite, this is the reason to play hand buff, and this is the reason to play like taunt stuff. This is the reason, like, this is a insane card. It's a power card. There will be decks built specifically for this card. So, going over the classes, Demon Hunter sucks. Druid, pretty good. Hunter, okay. Mage, I like it. Paladin, oh. Priest, it's okay. Rogue, very good. Shaman, might be one of the few things that can actually have an aggressive deck. Warlock, it's gonna require testing to really know. Warrior seems really good. But now onto the neutrals, which you can probably figure out ways to slot in. I'll probably cover some ways to slot them in. I want to first actually cover the watch post synergies. Can I search for watch post actually? Because I really want to just cover that first. I search watch. Thank you. So, with this, it has a curve. It has a curve. Far watch post can't attack after your opponent draws a card. It costs 1 more. You slow down your enemy. And they have to kill this, and you can't attack with it. So I mean, it's a pseudo taunt, you know. I think this card is great. And to Morshan Watch Outpost, after your opponent plays a minion, summon a 2/2 grunt. Oh, you're playing minions? I am too. It's incredible. It's again great value. Then Crossroads Watch Post can't attack whenever your opponent casts a spell. Give your other minions +1/+1. Oh, you're trying to clear my board? Let's make it harder. It's incredible. Cargill Battlescar then seems like makes watch posts even better, because then you get to do this. You get to summon some boys. You get to summon some lookouts. I think the building build is incredible. I will be trying my best to play this building build. I like building and build. Okay, so now we want to search for Mana Load Eye real quick. Okay, so there's only one mana minion added. And neutral, and it's a Kindling Elemental. The only class with Elemental, like, I think synergies right now. Oh, there's 2 classes with Elemental synergies. It's Mage and Shaman, and Mage actually does have some pretty cool things to go with it. And this combos really well into playing other Elementals. This will, I think we'll see play if Shaman sees play, and if the Elemental Mage sees play with, it's got a couple things to help it. But it's also, I believe, losing its side quest, which makes it much better. Then Hecklefang Hyena, deal 3 damage to your hero. So we've seen very similar cards back in Rastakhan. I feel like just like in Rastakhan, it won't see play. You don't get enough stat increase to be worth it, and oh, but Warlock can trigger its Dark Glare. It already has enough ways to trigger its Dark Glare. You don't want to run a 2/4 just to trigger the effect, because that just makes it a 1 mana 2/4. And like, that's great, but I don't know if it's that great, 2 card combo to get a 1 mana 2/4. Lush Water Mercenary. If you control a Murloc, gain +1/+1. Incredible Murloc. It becomes a 3 mana worth of stats if you have another Murloc. Great curve. After you summon a Murloc, give it a +1 attack and rush. Great for Murloc decks to regain the board, because that's sometimes they struggle with that against other board decks. Oasis Thrasher. Frenzy, deal 3 damage to the enemy hero. Seems okay. If you're looking for a 2 mana thing, I think we have better 2 mana cards though. So it's interesting. Maybe you put it in the Face Hunter if Face Hunter still exists. But Peon, add a random spell from your class to your hand. I really wish Peon was better. Talented Arcanist, your next spell this turn has +2 spell damage. Might be good. If you want your board clears to be a bit better, it seems pretty good. Toad of the Wilds, if you're holding a nature spell, gain +2 health. All those, I think that any class that's having nature spells, if they're playing at any sort of slowish deck, like I think this will be, if a slow Shaman exists, this will be a card for it. Baron's Trapper, your death rattle cards cost 1 less. Hey, it's another death rattle synergy thing. I mean, Baron Rivendare will be here. No. Maybe there's a death rattle thing. I'm not helpful for it. Crossroads Gossiper. If your friendly secret is revealed, gain +2/+2. Hey, it looks like a Paladin card, and this seems like a very, very strong thing to put with like the whole Paladin secret thing. I think out of the Paladin secret cards, even though this is not directly Paladin, this seems like it goes in there really well. Death's Head Cultist. Taunt death rolls or 4 health to your hero. I like this card a lot. I like taunts that make me better versus aggro. It heals you. It seems like a great anti-aggro tool. I mean, we're losing we're losing Kartut, but I think this puts in. Sometimes it's better than Kartut, sometimes it's worse, but I like it. Hog Rancher, summon a 2/1 hog with rush. Probably won't be good, but it makes me happy to look at the little pig. I love that little piggy boy. Horde Operative, copy your opponent's secrets and put them into play. I'd rather just kill the enemy's secrets, though there's not really that many cards that can kill enemy secrets, so I guess this is okay, because then you can try to play around it, enemy secrets, but Mancrick, yes. The best card in the set. I love this guy. I love him. He's the memeiest, and I love him. I love Mancrick. You get a 3/10. Bam. Look at him. I love him. Everyone should love him. Watch post. Ratchet Privateer. Give you +1 attack. I don't know if pirate decks will really exist that right now, but if pirate, it's okay. It's okay. Not my thing. Sunwell Initiate, 3 mana, 3/4, Frenzy, gain Divine Shield. Seems like a very nice minion. You'll be very happy to get this in Arena, I believe. And maybe it's actually even good enough for Standard, because 4 damage is pretty hard to do. I like this. Venomous Scorpid, poisonous, discover a spell. I don't know why you would run this. maybe, like, it brings you some value, but why would you need a poisonous 1/3? It kills a guy, sure, but no. Blade Master Samurai will, I think this guy will see play, not just because he's going to be getting a diamond card, but, Priest, you can play this guy on 7 with Apotheosis, or earlier if you have discounted Apotheosis or him, and bam, it becomes a 3/9 with the lifesteal with that effect. You get to, like, heal the whole board. I like that a lot. Dark Spear Berserker, death rattle, deal 5 damage to your hero. So you get +1/3 in stats. You're taking 5. I think this is one of the very few cards where taking damage, I think the stats might be worth it. Plus, if the Silence Priest exists, maybe. But it's okay. Gruntled Patron, summon another Gruntled Patron. Hey, it's like Grim Patron. I actually am. It's not as good as Grim Patron though, because it can't trigger multiple times on one patron. Like each time you trigger it, so it seems very interesting. I don't think it'll either. I think this card actually in its flavor text, Whelmed. I feel like that really fits him. He's whelming. Then we have a nice little 4-mana 5/10 taunt deals and battlecry deals 6 to this minion. So it's a 4-mana 5/4 taunt. If there's a way to cheat this out, it's great. Like cheat it out of your deck or hand. But yeah. Kazakus, I feel so bad for you, Kazakus, because there's so many 4-mana cards that are really good. So it's competing with so many cards. I want to say this is good, but it's really hard to. We still don't know what his things exactly do, and I mean, like, I want to have this card be cool, but it's hard to say it will. South Sea Scoundrel, discover a card in your opponent's deck. They draw theirs as well. 2 things. You get a little bit of an overstat, plus you get to know a card in your opponent's deck, and if it's a very strong card that you want, bam, you get it. I think this is good. I don't know what deck would want it though. Spirit Healer, it seems like a worse horse for Priest, but maybe you play it in Paladin with the Librams, if the Librams are holy, because then every time you play a Libram, bam, +2 health, which is busted. Frenzy, give your Baron's Blacksmith. Frenzy, give your other minions +2/+2. Maybe see play in Warrior. Make your stuff pretty big. With the Resurrect guy. It doesn't look good for Barons. Blacksmith, Burning Blade Acolyte, death rattle. Summon a 5/8 spawn with taunt. It's a 1/1. I think this is kind of sleeper. I think this is going to be insane, because if you think about it, there's that Warlock card. 1 mana, destroy a friendly minion, deal 2 to all enemies. This is a great card to kill, because I like this a lot. I think I will be playing a Warlock deck where you try to kill this off. Gold Road Grunt, taunt frenzy, gain armor equal to the damage taken. I mean, it's an expected card to exist. 5-mana 3/7 taunt is actually not terrible, and then with an additional benefit of gaining more armor, I think this is a great anti-aggro tool. Lots of anti-aggro tools, so if aggro gets too prevalent, bam, there's tons of things to tech in. Razormane Raider, frenzy attack a random enemy. It seems okay, but well, actually, you can sort of give it sort of rush if you can trigger the frenzy on immediate attack, but if it survives and then attacks a minion, then it gets a double attack, so it's sort of Wind Fury. It's okay. Shadowhunter Vol'jin, it's a anti-combo tool, but it doesn't look like combo will exactly exist yet. Tarajo Brave, frenzy destroy a random enemy minion. It's incredible. I think this will definitely see play with the warrior frenzy effects, but I don't know if it'll see play other places. Cargill Battlescar, we covered him, and Primordial Protector Dragon Haggis spell, summon a random minion with the same cost. I feel like this will be a sort of build around thing, and it will be cool. So, there's all the cards for Forged in the Barrens. I will go one last time through every single class to tell you what I think. Demon Hunter looks garbage. Druid looks pretty strong, great value, and honestly, the tokens might still be insane, along with the interesting card there. Hunter looks like it's trying to be too slow for Hunter. Mage, hero power is absolutely insane. Paladin, secrets, pretty good. Librams, please be holy. If you want Paladin to be good, or if you don't want Paladin to be good, please don't be holy. Priest, not quite an archetype that exists out of just these cards, so hopefully we get an archetype that we keep that's good, and some cards can fill in. Rogue, mana cheating, cheating, New Kingsbane. Then we go to Shaman. Murlocs seem pretty strong. I'm going to try also play Murloc Shaman. I like Murlocs a lot. And, you know, there's a couple different... I actually think all the tools for the 3 different things that they have going on are good. Warlock. If they're... You know, if there's any way to shuffle in I don't think there's any shuffle cards that exist right now. So it looks like the destroy a card in your deck is gonna hurt really bad. But, you know, maybe there's some other control stuff that they've got going on that is just good enough. Warrior. It seems pretty insane. It's got very, very strong cards happening. So, there you go. That is my full set review. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you another time. Bye-bye.